The moment the studio lights dipped into darkness, a hush spread across the entire theater, as if thousands of people suddenly forgot how to breathe. Only the faint hum of the stage equipment remained. A single spotlight slowly drifted downward, cutting through the shadows until it landed on a lone figure standing still at the center of the stage. The silhouette looked almost unreal: straight posture, broad shoulders, an outline that felt familiar, almost legendary. The audience leaned forward instinctively, sensing something different, something electric in the atmosphere. The judges, who had watched hundreds of contestants before, suddenly found themselves sitting up with renewed interest. The host whispered into his mic, unable to hide the excitement rising in his voice. "Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be interesting." But even he didn't seem prepared for the sight that was about to be revealed. As the spotlight brightened slightly, the mysterious figure took a single slow step forward. The polished black shoes reflected the light with old-school shine. A classic Elvis-style jacket shimmered with subtle rhinestones, catching tiny glints of light that danced around him. When the beam finally illuminated his face, the crowd gasped as if they were witnessing a ghost from another era. There he stood, a young Filipino performer, hair styled in a perfect modern Elvis pompadour, jawline sharp, eyes carrying a mix of calmness and hidden nerves. Some people in the audience whispered, "He looks like Elvis, but Filipino?" Others simply stared, stunned, unable to process what they were seeing. The judges exchanged glances. Heidi raised her eyebrows in surprise. Howie leaned forward with curiosity. But it was Simon Cowell who reacted the strongest. His eyes narrowed, not in disapproval, but in deep intrigue. He tilted his head slightly, studying the performer like a puzzle piece that suddenly didn't fit the usual patterns. He didn't smile. He didn't frown. He just watched, completely silent, clearly unsure what direction this performance was about to take. The contestant reached for the microphone stand, his hand trembling just a little. When he wrapped his fingers around the mic, the entire room felt the tension, the anticipation, the weight of that moment. This wasn't just another audition. It felt like history waiting to happen. The performer took a breath, visibly steadying himself. Every movement he made echoed with intention, performance presence, and quiet confidence. The music director hit the cue button in the control room. A soft, dreamy melody began to play, gentle piano notes filling the air. It was the unmistakable opening of "Can't Help Falling in Love." Immediately, murmurs grew louder. The audience recognized the song. The judges recognized it. And the pressure multiplied instantly. This wasn't just any song. It was Elvis. It was sacred ground. And singing Elvis, especially while dressed like him, was a challenge that could either create magic, or end disastrously. For a split second, the young man closed his eyes as the melody washed over him. Maybe he was thinking of the moment he practiced in his bedroom. Maybe he was remembering his parents cheering him on. Maybe he was reliving the countless times he watched Elvis videos growing up. Whatever was going through his mind, it hardened into resolve as he opened his eyes again, this time with a fire glowing inside them. The camera zoomed in on Simon as he leaned forward even more. Clearly, he was ready to catch even the smallest mistake. He didn't know yet that this performance was about to turn into something none of them expected. The Filipino singer lifted the mic closer to his lips. The entire hall went silent, so silent you could hear the soft thump of the bass monitors beneath the stage. The lights dimmed further, making him the only point of focus in the room. His breathing steadied. He parted his lips. The first note was only a heartbeat away. Everything around him, the whispers, the pressure, the expectations, the fear, melted into nothing. It was just him, the mic, and the legacy of a legend whose voice shaped generations. The audience held its breath without realizing it. The judges fell completely still. Even Simon seemed frozen, eyes locked on him. In that tiny moment before he sang, it felt like the world slowed to a crawl. The contestant took that final breath, the one that would decide everything, and the stage lights glowed warmly around him.